Money make the world go round. I'm trying to get a dog right now. Everybody worried about the crown being. Look, homie, I'm the man right now. Talking to a PI, kind of time we on. Don't roll like the kind of take eons. Got a little buzz, it's time to go beyond. Can't look back, no time to hit rewind. Yeah, she wants to do next class.
Spending money on gacha game, or spending money in general, is usually something that is considered outlandish, or not outlandish, but considered childish, because you're spending money on a gacha game, or you're spending money on a game where you could be spending money on something else that is much important, like food, water, shelter, whatever you're spending money on. If you're doing that and you think that, then this is videos like you already know if it's good or bad. But for now, I would like to talk about the people who don't know whether spending money in gacha games is good or is it bad. And for me personally, I think it's okay as long as you're spending in moderation. But why do people think that? Why do we have to ask the question of, is it good, is it bad? Unlike games. So unlike normal games, or AAA games, or just indie games, or just games in general, they usually have a price tag. You buy the game, and then you obtain the game forever, or at least until the service shuts down, because you don't own anything anymore. In this day and age, everything is digital, and they can take from you anything they want at any moment. That aside, like I said, why is it different? Because these gacha games, or these free-to-play games, are, like I said, free-to-play, and how they monetize their game and how they make money from their game is by selling stuff from the in-game store, or stuff in-game. So you enter the game, you buy a weapon, you buy a character, you buy gear or artifacts, weapons, whatever you buy battle pass, season pass, or there's a lot of stuff that you can buy in a gacha game or just a free-to-play game, and it doesn't have to be a gacha game. It could be like Valorant. You can buy skins in Valorant, and there's probably battle passes there. If there's not a battle pass, then they're missing out on a lot of money. But why gacha games in general? Why am I talking about gacha games specifically? Because how they let you spend money in the game is like gambling. You spend $5, you obtain currency, like how gambling is, where you go to a casino, you buy the shards, or whatever they're called. But the difference here is you will never get a return on investment, or you'll never get your money back, because it's like spending money on a game, but without refunding. You can't refund it after you've played the game. You might be able to refund your purchase, and if you do, even in a gacha game, they will take from your current reserves. So if you spend money, like if you buy, let's say you buy 10 summons, then you refund them, they will take from your 10 summons. So you might go into the negative. So in terms of that, I would like to say that gacha games aren't like gambling, but like I said, people use it as gambling. It is simulated gambling. It is like it is what they say it is, but not as bad, because at the end of the day, people get to choose where or how they play, or how they do what way. Like, people have autonomy over themselves, and people can decide for themselves. And for these games, they do not. And for these games, it's always, like I said, guaranteed. And if you spend money on things that are guaranteed, is it gambling? Like, that's the thing that I'm talking about. That's the thing that I'm thinking about. Is it gambling if it's guaranteed? If you spend $10 and you get what you want, where's the gambling in that? The only gambling is that you might get it earlier than $10. You might get it earlier than $20 or $100. And so what they do is they make it guaranteed, but they make it so that if you want to spend money and you want to spend money full on, you might have to spend $100. And then they say, okay, you don't have to spend $100. You can just spend $5 and you have a chance to get it. But if you continue spending $5 until you reach $100, and then it becomes guaranteed after $100. So at that point, it's like, you can consider that from that standpoint that it is gambling. But like I said, I don't think that's gambling. I just think that it's like a sale where if you buy it now, you get 50% off, and if you buy it later, you get like that 50% discount gets removed. So in terms of that, that's how I think. That's how I look at it in terms of like, is it gambling or not? And like I said, I don't think it is gambling. Like I said, it depends on the person. But if the person is just spending money, he doesn't know if he's gonna get it or not, and he's just like gambling away his money in terms of trying to get that character or that item or that just product, then it becomes gambling if he's not guaranteed, if he can't get it guaranteed, and he just spends like, let's say he spends like $10, or like let's say he spends $50 and he doesn't get what he wants, and he doesn't reach the pity or the guaranteed, and now that is gambling. And you are gambling with your luck. But at the end of the day, for me, I never spend my money like that. I always try to spend on things that are guaranteed. And when I spend on a battle pass in Woken Moon, I know what I'm getting, and I save up until I have a guaranteed character, and then I get the character. These games are predatory. These games are expensive, and they're not cheap. And also they might not be for you as well. And you might want to buy skins, you don't like, or you might like free to play or not free to play. You might like single player games or co-op games. So it just depends on what you want. And as a last thing, or as a final remarks to the video, I would like to say that, like I said in the last video, spend in moderation. Don't spend on anything that isn't guaranteed. And for me, I play the game free to play, and I spend money, or not free to play. I play the game. I don't spend money until I see that I have something guaranteed, and then I decide, okay, do I want to spend money or do I not want to spend money? And so I recommend you guys do the same thing and make the same decisions. And until then, if you disagree or agree, write in the comments, tell me. Obviously, we will see. I think this is the most logical decision. This is the most logical way of thinking about it. Now, you might say that you might say that's completely just gambling. I might say to you, well, I just said it. It's guaranteed. So, is it really gambling?